Welcome. Welcome. My name's Brian Knight and I live near Melbourne in Australia. And it's just turned 5:02 a.m. on a Monday for me. So Monday, 2 hours before the market opens for me. Um, so let's just open this up first. So welcome to this live Forex analysis session. Please note that any trades discussed in this group are to be classed purely as educational only. And the reason for that is that we're a group of people helping each other and we're not financial advisors. So it's about learning this stuff for yourself. Rightio. You can see there's a full risk disclosure and a little bit about us as live session traders down there. So rightio, let's go and have a look at the charts. Of course, the market's not open at the moment except for cryptos. So we can really only see what happened last week. Yeah, this is AUD CAD on the 2 hour. Is on the 2 hour. What we might look though is this is where the market closed off for the week. This is the Tuesday line. These are the Tuesday boxes. This is the yearly box. This is the last month box. And these are the gaps. So that's the gap. That's between those Tuesday boxes that's in there at the moment. That one there. And down here is what you call, so there's the yearly low down there and the yearly high now. This is liquidity down here. Okay. So what you can see is for all of May, basically price went up, came back to there, it went sideways for a bit. In June, it jumped down, took out stop losses, popped back up, and it's pulled down here. Hasn't broken that Tuesday box at the moment. There is what Tom has got, XABC, the Elliott wave, and looking at this C box here for price to come up to say 50% or to break. Right. So that's the sort of the layout at this point. If we go over to the daily, we'll see a bigger picture. So what we, well, okay, so we'll go a little bit further into understanding of it. Let's pull it back down a bit. There we go. This gives you a little bit, let it across so you can see this. Well, anyway, you'll be able to see it like that. So this is 2023. You can see in this box here. And this so far is 2024, nearly halfway, right? Nearly halfway through the market is continuous, but it's a calendar sort of year as such. So that's the high there that was in the end of January sometime. That's the low there that was in September. So if you looked at this as a high to low, and you got into a trade somewhere here, that'd be good. Anyway, looking at it how it is here now. Welcome, Grace. I like your post. Yes, you never know when life will end. So this is where we currently are. And then also too, we have the rails here of the X48. So what we currently have though, if you look on the daily, we have a red triangle. Now, these things can repaint, right? They can easily repaint. So we'll just look at this one this year. It's a bit more. Here we go. So start of the year, or the end of the year, start of the year, came to this point, then basically it's been pushing up since then. We have we have a green triangle there to tell us the buy. We now have a red triangle. Yeah, how do I put this? Yeah, a lot of times when it's, like you can see, how do I explain it here? It hasn't come out of the channel here. It hasn't come out of channel there, like with the settings that I have anyway. And it basically has just pushed up, dropped off to there, create that the B on the Elliott wave, and that below the Tuesday. So this is the liquidity. We've got one green triangle. And now we have a red triangle. But we'll focus on, just focus on this one little bit where the green triangle on this daily. So you can, and this is repainted this this X48 line, but you can see where it's pushed out, and as it pushes back in, this is on a daily, so this was quite a drop, and then it started going back up again. So we've got sell, buy, sell, 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 buy, sell, sell, as in daily candles, created a really big wick below, and then it started to buy back. And that date is around the 19th of April. And this is all of basically most of May. But what I want to point out is you don't have any body of candle now that price has moved on. This may have been further up, but there is no body of candle here. And we don't have a long until somewhere up here. Okay. But the trend bar did change color here and went into green. So why am I explaining this? Well, so that we can look at potentially longer term trades. So if you see what it did there, now let's go to where price is currently. Oop, let's move that. So that fib is not relevant now because it's up there. And that's just that recent low there where it pulled back. Well, we could go further, but you have a low and high there. So price may pull back to the 618 or the 71 or the 786 or whatever, and then potentially go further up or break this and come back down. Right, so that's all I'm sort of looking at this point. Now, if we though go, we'll do this. If you look here though, you can see it hasn't broken this high. It broke this high, right, across there. There is another high just there. They're both nearly the same. So actually I'll get rid of that one. We don't need that. There are other highs. These are just points along the which, price will we'll come back to those points anyway. So what we've got now is price has not, like where price is just here at the moment, 90.0846. That's where market closed. And that's the high that it got to 91.721 or whatever. So there is another point here potentially to break or not. And then we have another high there. See where price came down, pushed back up, and then dropped off, pushed back up, dropped off, pushed back up, back off, pushed back up, right? So it's broken this high to the left. It hasn't broken that. And basically, there are some other points there, but basically that was a sell. So we have that or that. So will it break that price? Will it break any of these prices and break the high? Or will we have a turn now to come back down, right? And potentially break that low or that low. So there's two directions, of course. Well, there's three. There's sideways, there's buy, there's sell. What we've seen from the start of this year, that's the start of the year here, but the low in this year has been the 8th of February, and price has basically bought since the 8th of February. Right? And I'll come back. Just looking at it from like, well, what is price going to do? Now, is it going to buy? Is it going to sell? Is it going to go sideways? And where would be a place to enter? At the moment, price could sell longer term, we're talking, or could buy, but with this triangle up the top here, it's near potentially, it's near the high at the moment it's going to get. Right? Now, we still have, was it 2 more weeks or so of this month of June. So it could pull back down here further before it does come back up. And anything could happen within, a couple of weeks. We got then there's 2 lots of Tuesday boxes, these smaller GAN boxes here. But we do have this gap and this liquidity down the bottom here. So that's just explaining those things. What I feel may occur, is that I think price is on a pullback at the moment. You can see that push back up, price is on a pullback. And if you look, this coming, well, it'll be tomorrow for me. There'll be a rate decision. This is 5:30 in the morning. This is UK time, but it's on the 18th at 5:30. And the rate looks like the forecast is that rate will be on hold. And I can say that pretty sure that rate will stay on hold. There won't be much of a decision change. Now, the thing is, the Canadian dollar or the Bank of Canada did actually lower their interest rate last week. And so normally what happens, or what can happen, is, and you can see that price spike up there, and that was due to the rate drop. So when the Bank of Canada lowered their rate, the Aussie dollar got stronger. And now, because of that significant push up, it doesn't look like a lot there. But if we go back to the 2-hour, you can see that push up after the rate decision was relatively significant. It moved about 100 pips, right? Within a 2-hour period, or 2 for 6 hours. Came out of the Tuesday box and off it went. Now it's just worked its way back down again, not broken the low as yet. We'll see what happens. But see, now on the 2-hour, or say on the daily, we have a red triangle and a push down. That doesn't mean that there won't be another red triangle or a push back up again, right? It does mean that potentially this will sell further, right? So if you look on the 2 hour, there's consolidation across on the Tuesday. That was like somewhere here was where the market opened, probably about there. Yep, somewhere. It pushed up, went to the Tuesday box, and then boof, when the rate decision came out for Canada, and then basically it's just worked its way back down for the remainder of the week. Now we're at the last candle of last week, and we'll see what happens when market opens. Okay. I'll be looking to see whether it breaks this low or whether it breaks this low, because now on the 2 hour, it's getting to the edge of the X48. So it could come down here, could break that, could push down a little bit, because we're looking at this line here is where the next Tuesday box is due to be drawn. So they'll either connect or create a gap, either above it or below it. Welcome, Darren.
Right.
So that's AUD CAD, where it's at, what it may do, what it may break. And so at the moment, based on the daily, I would say personally, if you weren't in that buy to go up here, I would stay out of it at the moment because potentially you don't know whether it's going to push further up or whether you're going to get to sell down, because from the Darren method of relaxed trading, I don't know where with his settings, but with mine, there is no body of candle that was outside of the rail. We do have a triangle. We do have a trend change, but there is no short. Would you agree, Darren?
Yes, I would, except I'm in it for a sell from a previous entry. When
Oh my gosh.
when it did set up and then it's continued to push up. So there we go.
So the master Darren is in drawdown.
Yeah, but it's repainted, so
Oh, so was it here,
it
Darren?
was, yeah. Yeah, it was.
Back in May, it was actually outside of the rail.
It was, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Which, happens. So from time to time.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Mm, can happen. Well, unfortunately, okay. So where I'm looking at this at the moment,
Yeah.
I can see this pushing further up.
Well, I can
So
now. Yeah.
you
I
can
can.
as well, can you?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It will sell, but there's going to be a significant amount of drawdown. Is your, oh, I don't know. Well, it depends on where your stop loss is.
I'm just logging in actually to TradingView.
Oh, no, that's okay. Well, if you got in a price back here somewhere, that's going to be a significant. Well, I don't know where your stop loss would be. I thought you would have potentially stopped out with last week's
Yeah,
spike.
you thought so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I don't want to be a doomsday, predictor or anything.
Stop loss then. Yeah, let's have a stop loss a bit higher then.
Oh, did you
I
put
mean,
it up at?
I usually put it a little bit above the high, but
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
but not normally that much. So I
I
don't
was
know.
going to say that's a significant amount, say from there up to where it is. Oh, 50, it could be more. Yeah, it could be just above that. Oh, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I
Well,
think I've probably just been fortunate that I'm still in it. I think I'm just double
yeah.
checking that I'm still in it. I'm not.
Are you putting it, a rough amount above the high, or are you
Not
still putting
particularly. I
it?
just sort of visually look at it and then
Okay.
sort of
Yeah,
work.
because I think initially you were putting it up where the triangle was.
Yeah, which has since disappeared anyway. But
Yeah. Yeah. But you're not using the triangle as a stop loss reference, right?
no,
Okay,
no,
no worries. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So so this is interesting because I'm I'm, I'm actually in a buy trade at the moment in this.
yeah.
Oh, bless you. So unfortunately, I don't know, we're at opposite ends of the understanding. But again, I don't think this will buy a long way. As I said, I think it'll probably come up and potentially break this and then pull back again. And maybe this will be the turning point here for it to sell. But if you look at the news that's coming up, there's only one bit of news at the moment that's significant this coming week is the RBA interest rate decision, which they're going to keep on hold. Now, when an interest rate is kept on hold, normally, normally, that would be good for the currency, which means it potentially will strengthen. But and if you look here, the Aussie dollar's up here on the 2 hour. The Aussie dollar's quite strong, and the CAD is quite weak. But you can see it's still sold. So that sort of doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? And if we go maybe on the lower time frame, if you look at it, the CAD is actually quite high, and the Aussie dollar is just sitting next to it from a 2 hour currency strength perspective. And so give me it's like higher time frame, the Aussie dollar is stronger over that period of time. And over this period of time, 2 hour, they're basically sitting together, right? So this could change quite easily in relation to, but if you look at it from a timing perspective, the daily is saying that there still is, I feel, there still is some room for the Aussie against the Canadian to be stronger in its price. So let's so to add to this, we don't have any green triangles here. We have a couple of red triangles there on the 2 hour, so it's more likely to maybe come down, give us a green triangle, come down to maybe this red line, which is like a previous sort of low type, and then we will get a buy back up potentially to break the high up here. And that's not what you want to hear, Darren. Not at all.
No.
And this could be also the beginning of the sellout to sell down, back down to the year low or wherever, to create a new low. The problem I can see with it is that the Aussie dollar is still in that sort of buy trend on the higher time frame. Okay. Well, and
I think I must have put the. I think I must have put the stop loss of the triangle on this one.
where, yeah, you probably did.
Probably by mistake.
That has disappeared.
Yeah, on the triangle it disappears. I'm looking now at where my stop loss is. It's way up.
Yeah.
0.9, around about 0.92.
Yeah. Up here.
But I must have put it where the triangle was, which I
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
normally do. But
But in that case, it looks like you may have.
yeah, a fortunate mistake. Yeah, for the moment, it kept me in.
And at this point, you would have potentially, with your settings on the X48, it could have had body of,
But it did. Yeah, it did. A little bit of
yeah,
body
okay,
outside the top of the
which
red.
is probably here somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
it came bounced up, bounced, gave you two out, and now it's sort of just worked its way back up. Did you see? Yeah, you got a trend bar change, and
On a
you probably
short.
got a
Uh,
short, and it's disappeared.
yeah, it's still short is still there on mine.
It's still there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's just pushed back up. Okay. All right. It's just the way things go. Right. Yeah. So that's
Actually quite close back to entry point now. I'm actually looking at it.
it is at the moment.
Yeah, it's about 20 pips above my original entry. So I could just bail out actually when the market opens if it's the basis it's obviously repainted. It's
I well, this is an interesting discussion that Darren to have. If it does do this, and like if you had have had your stop loss lower, either this or definitely this could have really knocked you out,
mm,
you know? And so with this information now of where it is, do you say, let's get out, basically break even, isn't it?
mm,
You're not, there's a tiny little loss on it.
yeah.
Or do you, because of the change of circumstances of the
Yeah.
repainting, yeah? But whether you do or not is
But there
an
is a red
unknown.
triangle on the daily now, so I'm getting out when there's a red triangle. Yeah,
Yeah,
think about. Yeah,
creates that bit of indecision again, doesn't it?
yeah.
And then we have this news this week as well, or in the next couple of days. It's like on the 18th. So what's that? That's your 5:30 in the morning on your Tuesday, is it? Or your
Oh, that's
Tuesday.
oh sorry, yeah, it's 16th still here, isn't it? Yeah, Tuesday.
Yeah, so Tuesday
Early
the
Tuesday morning,
18th.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at 5:30. So that will that will, I would say, definitely have some effect. Whether it's significant or not is another thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. So you got repair. But then again though, Darren, on your settings, you don't have body of any candle.
No. No.
So is that would that be a good reason to get out of that trade
Yeah. So as it stands at the moment, it's not a valid trade under my sort of rules, is it? So
after the event though?
yeah, yeah. Or do
Okay.
we just move the stop loss down and well, I'll see what happens when the market opens, settles down, and rather than just bail out, just move the stop loss
Well, down to
down.
maybe this or move it down to where it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
before.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So on the off
And if
chance,
it does poke up, then that's it.
yeah,
You knew it wasn't meant to be.
yeah,
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
it's
Something to think about.
good discussion. Okay, rightio. I'll just go through the AUDs because they're all got the same news coming up. AUD CHF, look at the drop off on that. It's like a different animal at the moment in relation to basically in relation to all the other AUDs. It is selling. Well, the AUD CAD sold, but the point is it's breaking lows. So look at here. Looks like it's coming down for this gap.
But it
Right.
came very close to my take profit on Friday. I didn't quite get there.
There was one that you posted that you got.
Yeah, that
It
was
bounced GBP, wasn't it?
yeah, that's the one. GBP CHF.
Yeah. It just went spiked down and that profit you out and Now you're waiting for when the Swiss franc weakens off and starts coming back up, but we'll see. So again, at the moment, you've got a number of triangles up here. You still have body of candle out, sell, short, and all of this down. All right, AUD CHF. So this is somewhere in, where is that? That is the 20th of May is where it hit the high, and now it's starting to push back down, which is different to the AUD CAD. If you look, it came to May, pushed down, and then it's pushed back up again, right? Different currency pair, but similar sort of exercise. And I think this will push further. Are you in this for a sell, Derek? You probably would. Yeah, because you've got triangle, change of color, short, bang. It pulled up a little bit to the middle and then it's dropped off again.
Yeah.
I think this will go further. I think we'll have a Tuesday box over here somewhere. And it might just do a pull back up like it did here when the rate news comes out, but I think it'll come further down and take out some of this liquidity down here. There's quite a bit. You can see that big push down there. There's that, the seed boxes down there. I mean, a whole lot of stuff going on. Yeah, and that's a gap in there. That's the gap there.
Yeah, plenty of reasons to push down.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got your stop loss somewhere. It's not stop loss. You're taking profit there somewhere at that line. You've already got it preset. Okay, cool. Lovely. Yeah, so we'll just see how that sort of plays out over the next couple of days. But that, where Darren got in, would probably be the best spot. At the moment, we're waiting to see where this will finish before we can get potentially into a buy on it. But that's the yearly low down there. Where was it? Again, around the 1st of February. So January, 1st of Jan, it's basically pushed down to this point and then off it went. Kept pushing up until that 17th of May or 20th of May. And now where we at now that I'm now at tomorrow will be the 17th for you. It's back to sort of nearly halfway. Yeah. Then we'll see. So not really, this was a good time to get in for the buy long, and the longer term it did that and poked down there and then pushed back up. But now it's in that sort of sell trend. Yeah. If you want to, you can get into a sell on this, right? Which I think, let me have a look. Yeah, I didn't get into this for a sell. Right. Okay, now AUDJPY. Let's have a look at that.
Still in it.
Oh gosh.
The torture continues.
Oh, it's not funny, Darren. Don't start making comments like that where I have to laugh. So we have liquidity down here. We've got imbalance there, imbalance there, imbalance there. And basically it has, did this big push up to the, what date was that? 29th of April. That's sort of in the year. Let's see. Again, January, back around to Feb, 1st of Feb, and look at that. Pushed up and up to there, pull back down, 1st of May, and then it just pushed up here, hasn't broken the high. but it is excruciating.
Yeah.
Excruciating. Yeah. We've had red, 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 and it just keeps pushing back up. And it is nowhere near the other right. It came down to the middle and then pushed back up again. Frustrating, isn't it, eh? And some of the other JPYs have knocked you out, like NJ and was it GJ, I think?
GJ, yeah.
And all of these have just basically pushed back up and gone sideways because there was candle out, there was a short and change of color, but then without it coming to the other side of the rail, it basically just pushed back up. Annoying. So again, it's not in any situation here. It's not in any sort of position to either. I don't think from a trade perspective to get into a buy or a sell on it. It's just not anywhere near the mark for it. Okay, the mutineer trading potential here. You're already in the. Oh no, is it Tom? I think's already in a buy on this.
Yeah, I think he said he was, yeah.
Yeah, but you haven't got a change on trend bar or a long yet.
No.
You got price out of there. You got from down from this where it was outside. This is sort of textbook, isn't it?
It
Red
is really, yeah.
triangle, bodies out, sell, trend bar short, and down it went.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got a whole lot of green triangles now. Lovely. But the point is, what was that? Was that around Feb? Oh, it was the end of Feb. Push up, came up here to again, 2nd of May somewhere, and then pushing back down. That was a nice drop, wasn't it?
Was, yeah.
Now we've got this news here for the rate decision. New Zealand is it's not doing well at the moment. I cannot believe it's like I don't know how the market sees this. It seems weird. Like you see on the daily where the New Zealand dollar is like up there and as strong as, right?
Yeah.
And they've got high interest rates, they've got inflation still rocking along. They've got like the country's in real hardship
Mm.
and the price is really strong. So between fundamentals and what the market's doing, they're just sort of poles apart, or what seems to be poles apart. But it's good experience to see what
Yeah.
it does. Huh? So so we'll just see what happens here. There will be a pullback up. It already started on the last day, but it hasn't broken up high. So now what we do have is we have a Tuesday gap there. We have a Tuesday gap there. We have a Tuesday gap up there. Okay. I don't know where the gaps are down here. All I can tell is there's some, liquidity down the bottom here. So there's a couple of possibilities. It could come down and break the low down here. It could go a bit further and then start pushing back up. This could be the pullback it had to have before it starts to buy again, which is probably more likely because of the number of green triangles here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're going to wait. I don't think I'm in. I know. Yes, I did get in this. Yes, I got into this for a buy already. Now, some of the, and I don't have a trend bar change. I do have candles outside and I have a number of green triangles. And this is sort of, I think, Darren, the other day we were having a discussion. It's like, well, if you got to wait for the long or the trend bar change, it's like, there's a certain amount of extra gap you got to have, or a higher or a larger stop loss, which means that your profit take would be less.
Yeah.
On the transverse side, you're getting in a trade where you're not certain that it's going to actually go in that direction. Waiting for things. So if I look on the daily, you've got this sort of jumbling. But what I looked at was we have a low. It's come over here and it's hard to tell. That low over here. So basically back. It came down and touched it. It's outside of the X48. It pushed up. It didn't break the high, right? It broke that candle, but not that. It pushed down. It didn't break the low and pushed back up again. Indecision, down, push back up. Right? Now, it hasn't broken the high. That's okay. And we've got gaps and things there. So if it does push down further and breaks this low, that's where my stop loss is, basically, right at that point there.
Mm.
So if it knocks me out, it does knock me out, and that's it. I don't have a trend bar change. I would have liked that. That would have given me some sort of solace. But if we go to the 2 hour, again, there's no larger trend bar, but we do have the ribbon. I think that's the X48 one. We do have that where it's gone green triangles, no red triangle, back again, not break, and then it's sort of sitting at this point. So let's see what happens. Let us see. So AUD Singapore. Go through some of these. So I'm just going to come back to the daily on this one. I haven't put my yearly and stuff in here yet. That is. Which I'll need to do. I had a fair bit on at the moment. So that's where market closed. There was a green triangle there, but it's gone because of the change. It hasn't got a red there. It's come back down again. So really the only back over here in December or the start of the year was basically the only opportunity to really get a bite at this this pair. It's interesting though, from the start of the year, if you had got in on that short and change where it pulled back up again, it's nearly to that point, and then it's basically now at that moment it's also where you might have ended. So I'm not committing to this either buy or sell based on that daily. But I think it will be in some time future a sell because of here and liquidity down there. I think it will come down to break it. But that means the Aussie dollar will have to strengthen or the Singapore dollar have to weaken off. At the moment, it's sort of more sideways. Okay, AUD USD. This is so start of the year. Basically, price went up to the start of the year, and it's the start of the year it dropped off, came back again, dropped back down, created the low around the 19th of April, pushed back up to here in May, and has gone sideways to a certain extent. Now, This has created a shortened candle, but there is no, it hasn't come out the other side of the rail, right? Like it did here. And I think it's like, for me, middle of the year, I have I mean, there's two sort of views on this. You could say, like, it's come down to the low there, it's pushed back up, it's now creating lower lows, right? But some of the highs are around similar. I'll put my hand up. I'm actually in a buy for this because I think that that sentiment, consumer, you got retail sales going on in the US, you've got building permits, and then you just got the right decision. So I think that what will happen, and you look where USD price is down slightly from the AUD, but it doesn't mean that that's going to sell or buy. But I have put a bit of a commitment at the moment. If AUD CAD is going to buy, then AUD USD potentially will as well. Maybe not to the same extent. That's me though. All right. Could be totally wrong with this. And there is this imbalance there. There's that imbalance just in there. And there's liquidity down the bottom here. It's for these things to be taken out, right? I don't know up here though, if we look at with a fib from the high to the low, it basically came back. It hasn't come to the 71 quite, or the 78.6. The 71's okay for it to actually sell. But that isn't always the way that it's going to work. And if we go look at the 2 hours, a little bit more confusing, isn't it? So if we look though, it did have it had that push back up because of the rate decision stuff, or that was inflation or whatever. And then we've got some red triangles, 1, 2, 3, and basically price just went down. Now it didn't break the low here. You can see that. But potentially we are going to get a green triangle here at some point and for it to buy back up. All right. So this is the weekly open here. So hopefully, I'm hopeful that the weekly open will not be broken, but it could. Depends. We'll see what happens when the market does open anyway. But they're not in any situation for you to do anything, Darren, anyway. So, so they're my sort of AUDs. I mean, AUD USD, AUD CAD, and AUD NZD. But they're actually all for buys. CAD CHF. Wow. That was a big drop out there. Actually, I haven't done a few things here. We'll just get a GAN box. I think that's the Tuesday, yeah. That's the Tuesday box. So I can move, and you can see where it just is within that Tuesday box, and it's still got the gap above it. So I'll just move that Tuesday line. There. So that's potentially where the next Tuesday box will be. And you're looking at this one, Darren, aren't you?
Yeah, waiting for the turn for the buy.
So what you've got is, yeah, again, you're looking for it. You've got a couple of green triangles here, but it's pushed down further.
Yeah.
So just the waiting game.
Yeah, I think it's.
Look
I
at the
think,
gap. Look at the gap here, though. Look at that
yeah.
big gap. Oh, monstrous. What do you think, Darren? You think it'll push further?
I think it's going to be a while yet before this turns.
Yeah,
That's such a big push again on Friday.
yeah. Well, that's the push on the end of May, start of June. Like they just there as well. The big pushes. And it never really gave us like it was for the sell. The
Well,
only
I
sort
did
of
get the sell. I did from right from over there.
from over there, but you stayed
Yeah,
in it while it did this dance.
yeah,
Like it came down here and then sucked back up again. That must have been annoying.
yeah. But
And
it did
then
that on all the CHF pairs. It all happened overnight UK time. They all did the same thing. They had that big sort of spike
yeah,
down, and
I can't remember what the news was, but anyway.
I think I profited out on a couple of them, and then but that one didn't quite make it and sucked back up.
Right, gotcha.
But then it turned eventually. So
Yeah, I still got to put my yearly and monthly stuff on here, but that thing there sitting there, I don't know what that is. Oh gosh, there's a lot of muck on that. Mm. Yeah, some tidy up needed. But yeah, from that cell there, okay, cell dropped short, and then you got this, and then it dropped off. So sometimes you got to hang on to it for weeks before it potentially will do what you've got in for. Okay. Here's another CAD, but it's CAD J. There's nowhere near coming up to the high on this
oh,
where some of the others, but it's still not doing anything as far as either buying or selling significantly, is it?
oh.
And there was that rate decision for the Japanese yen. So they kept it at 0.1. See how it pushed it back up again? Which means, well, it's a bit weird to a certain extent because Canada basically lowered their interest rate, which means that you would think that that would have a weakening effect, and all it created was a doji candle. And then when the Japanese news came out, it basically strengthened the CAD. So here again, I'll need to do something here. This was the last Tuesday, yeah. That's the Tuesday box. Let's move that. Oh, move that line over. There. So that'll be where the next Tuesday. Now, this box here took up some of that gap. So now there's the Tuesday gap there. So we'll see what happens, whether it pushes back up or not. It's potentially what it may do. Yeah, that's the gap in there. There's a gap down here, liquidity down below. This box here took out all of that gap that was in there across. and now pushed back up again. And it's nowhere near the rails anywhere. I mean, that was significantly out. That's why you got into the sell there, Darren, but it's just done that. It's sideways. Okay, CHF, JPY. Oh my God. That's significantly pushed up, isn't it?
Yeah.
And after that Swiss franc being so low for so long, it's like, let me fix this one up too. Well, we do have red triangles though on the, but you can see we had red triangles there and it only came to the middle. How the hell is that? Oh, because the braille is really quite tight, isn't it? Very tight on it.
I mean, it's well outside on the daily now. Well outside.
Yeah. Yeah, but that means that the Swiss franc would have to weaken off and the Japanese yen would have to get a little bit of guts. Okay. And yeah, there's no gap in there, so it's all right. So it's only this one still that exists. But I can't, personally, I can't see this coming down at the moment based upon the Swiss franc strength and look how far out it is. Waiting for a sell at the moment, but I think this will just repaint.
Yeah, I think it will.
Which is not great for the other Japanese yens either then, but it depends on what it's against. So, okay. Let's go have a look at some of the euros. I've probably got 10 minutes or so to do that. Or should we start at the bottom? It's like we get so far sometimes. Anyway, let's go to the euros. We'll see where they're at because they've been last week. They really dropped down significantly, as you can see here. Even dropped further down at the end of the week. There's no pullback at all at the moment. Yeah, let's go across because I haven't had time to do this. We go here. So that's the next Tuesday.
I think this has got further to go, this one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, isn't it, eh? But, you know, we've got green triangles where it just came to the middle and then dropped off, which is typical. See okay. I think that's okay now. We've got the Tuesday box in. You've got the gap here. Oh, that one is up there. Anyway. Yeah, let's come across onto the daily and have a look. This is your sort of viewpoint. Darren, as you said, it's potentially got more to go. It hasn't come out the other side of the rail. But the point is, though, it did there. This was like the start of the year, right? I haven't got the boxes in yet, but that's the start of the year. It pushed up and created a high around the 5th of March. And then basically it's been going down since then. I mean, it came down and pushed back up to here and then dropped off again. What do we got down here? Oh, that's liquidity, I would say. Just change that box. Oh, what did I do? Something, hang on. Well, that's weird. Oh no, continues on. Okay, I don't know what that is then. I'll have a look at when I tidy it all up. So at the moment, we've got, what's this, the high up here, isn't it? With the red triangles up there, or a red triangle. That was August 23. Came down, came back right up here, then dropped back down to, as I said, start of the year. So that's last year, that's this year so far. Hasn't come out the other side of the triangle, created liquidity up here. There's probably some further up, and it's come down to this point. Now, it hasn't quite broken that low, but I think it will. And I think it'll come down here further. And last week, the Euros lowered their interest rate. That's sentiment and manufacture, but anyway. Maybe they just got to get into ammunition production, which I'd say they're probably doing, aren't they, for Ukraine? Worldwide shortage of gunpowder, apparently.
Yeah.
Could imagine. Oh gosh, what a mess. So your thoughts are selling further?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're not in it at all, are you?
Oh, I'm not.
No. Okay.
I think just the fundamentals will continue to push this down, I think.
We'll push it down. Yeah. Fair enough. But then we will get a green triangle and stuff, and you'll get a buyback up again.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
At some point. It depends on what the Aussie dollar does. But the euro, I think, is selling out against a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just get this. Oh yeah, I created the Tuesday, so the boxes there, that's okay. Let's move that now to there. So market closed, but certainly you can look at it. I mean, there'll be potentially a pullback up when market opens, right? I wouldn't get into any buy yet. Sorry, into any sell yet, but you can see green triangles here. It'll either buy back up to the middle or to the other side, give us a red triangles back out again. It might not come up very far, really. Just depends, doesn't it? The euro is way down here on the 2 hours of currency, but on the daily, where is the euro's down low, CAD is down low, so we might just get a bit of sideways movement. But then again, this euro CAD are the two currencies that currently have lowered their interest rates. So it's interesting. I don't know. If you look at what Tom has sort of indicated, price will probably come further down here. So it's in a sort of a sell trend, and maybe that's the way that it will go. It didn't give us on the daily, it didn't give us any red triangles here. Yeah. And there's no gaps except for down here. So maybe it's going for that target because we've got that one up there, but this is down here. Oh yeah, USCHF. Wow, that was a drop, wasn't it? It
Yeah.
took out all that liquidity. Bang, gone.
Well, I was in that
Gone
for the sell, but I got out
when it hit the rail.
yeah, it's
See, look at this. It's tried to buy. It's one triangle. It doesn't mean it has, or it's going to. Wow. Gap there, big gap there, but it's on the plummet at the moment, isn't it? It is so far out of the rail though. You can't commit to any further sell at the moment.
oh,
It might. See here. Tom probably is. He'd be good at that. So I've got that Tuesday. I'll just move this across now to the market. Ooh. Market close. There's a gap above, but this is definitely, look at it on the 2 hour, you can see hit that high and then it's just one out of that Tuesday, sell. Out of that Tuesday, sell. Out of that Tuesday, little buy and then sell out. Looks like it's in the sell, isn't it? Where was that? That was the start of the year. That buy. And now, where was that? 24th of May. End of May, start of June, bang. That's significant. What's that sort of move out of that short down to there? Where's price down here now? 345 pips. And could have been quite a tight stop loss up here. But you got the rail out there. You could have got it here with a change.
well, I did.
And then it pulled back up.
I've had both of those. I did that first one when it spiked down and hit my TP.
Oh, right. Yeah, because you
Got
would have
that.
had a TP already. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's
And
come
then,
back up and it's given me another entry.
oh,
Got in
you
it.
got in here at the middle somewhere.
No, 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 no. Up there, yeah. Got in.
Oh, you got it in here for the sell.
Yeah, I got in for a sell again. So
Lovely.
two nice trades off that.
Lovely. Is that going to make up for the JPYs, do you think?
Well, I don't know the JPYs. I mean, this is the second time I've been stung by the JPYs this year. So
Yeah, rubbish, isn't it? Anyway, let's look at Euro GBP. Oh, big gap and still hasn't taken the gap out. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. That's the Tuesday, but there is a price gap, which I'm going to put in. I think it's from here to there. Look at that. That's just an example that this has to come back, and it depends on whether there's a gap at the market open here. I'm going to put in a little thing here. Just a price gap thing. Yeah. And that will need to be taken out. It can't sit there for a long time. Anyway, down to the sea. We're well out of the rail here, and we've
yeah,
got lots of the Euro
way out.
GBP is it's a weird one, isn't it?
Mm.
Where is the GBP strength? That's up high. Yeah. Yeah, it could actually drop down further, couldn't it? What have we got news? Oh, there's that. What's the British pound? Inflation. Ooh, down. They won't like that. Oh, interest rate decision on hold. That's coming on the 20th.
They're still high, those interest rates, aren't they? UK,
Yeah.
5.25%.
Yeah. Wowzers, 4.25. So, hmm but if inflation's coming down, see if inflation's coming down though, Darren, then there
Good.
will be more pressure on them to lower the interest
Yeah,
rate
well,
then.
yeah, yeah.
And if Canada's already done it and the Euro's already done it,
Mm.
so it's going to be interesting on the 19th. That's later this week. Okay. So what's that? The Tuesday, Wednesday sort of thing. Okay. Wow. Rightio. Price gapping. I'm going to move this as well. That's where market open. Oh, when market closed. See what happens when market opens. Got the Tuesday, and there's a gap in there too on that Tuesday. Anyway, now I must leave you. I love you all and leave you. Sorry. We've got to get
No
going.
worries.
Back on the bus run. We'll have a look. Anyway, we'll look at some of the others. I'll start out maybe here tomorrow. We'll see how we
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
All right
yeah.
then.
Okay,
Take
thanks,
take
Brian.
it easy. No worries, Darren. See you later, mate.
Cheers.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.